Like everyone else on planet Earth, I am always trying to find a budget-friendly sunscreen that everyone in my family will use, and I have finally found it. We have ordered this for 3 years in a row now in a pack of 6. I actually did a review on this on my other channel, I think like a year ago. This sunscreen is, for the price, amazing. Guys, I used to own a sunless tanning manufacturing company, so I know more about sunscreens than any one person should. These are not sponsored reviews. I am not being paid by anyone to say that I like this. I am just sharing with you as someone who has a family. These are the products that my family uses and loves, and maybe your family will love them too. Bought this with my own money, and these are my honest opinions. I'm gonna show you 2 hacks to use with this, so stick around for that. It's a sport sunscreen, which deals with the water resistance, which I'll circle back to in a second. It's an SPF 30, and it is oxybenzone and octinoxate free. And those are the things that matter because they affect like reefs and whatnot. And in a lot of other places outside of the US, you can't use sunscreen unless it doesn't have those things. So if you're traveling, this sunscreen is compliant with those reef requirements. This is an 8-ounce bottle, and everything will be linked down below. I'm here in a second and show you how it applies. In fact, I'll do it while I'm talking. But guys, one of the biggest problems with sunscreen is that people, because they are quite pricey, people use less. And if you're using less, that's affecting its ability to protect your skin. So this is what it looks like out of the bottle. I'm gonna put it on my arm so you can see how quickly it absorbs and that it does not leave a white cast. Already gone. Okay, and the reason it does not leave a white cast is because there are, and I'll try to keep this as simple as possible, physical block sunscreens and chemical block sunscreens, otherwise known as organic and inorganic, but we'll leave that for another day. Physical block sunscreens are gonna be the ones that are very expensive with zinc and titanium, and they basically have a physical barrier that sits at the top of your skin that, in theory, reflects the light back out, right? So it doesn't absorb into your skin, whereas chemical sunscreens are designed to absorb the sun's rays and kind of protect you that way. A lot of the concern with chemical sunscreens are that they are hormone disruptors and that they get into your bloodstream. But oxybenzone is one of the biggest problems in those kinds of sunscreens, and this does not have that in it. So let's deal with the water resistance real quick. That's 80 minutes. So what does that mean, water resistance? That means that after you come in contact with water or sweat, 80 minutes later, you need to reapply. Simple as that. I think there's just a giant misconception about what the SPF ratings, that it's like linear, because of course it's easier for these companies to sell sunscreens if they make you think that an SPF 100 is vastly better than an SPF 15 even, which it's not. So SPF deals with sun protection factor, and that means that for every SPF, right, so SPF 1 if there were such a thing, or SPF 30 in this example, SPF 30 would mean that if you went out into the sun and it would take you, let's say, 10 minutes to burn without any sun protection, any sunscreen, that it would take you 30 times longer, SPF 30, for you to actually have any issues with the sun. So it deals with the amount of time that you can be in the sun before you would potentially have any kind of sun damage. And then of course you have UVA and UVB rays. There are actually 3. There's UVC also, but the atmosphere deals with that. So the only 2 rays that we need to worry about are UVA and UVB. UVA is the one that causes real problems like aging and skin cancer usually, and UVB is the one that we see, that's when you turn red and get a sunburn. That's why you always want to have, because an SPF factor only deals with the UVB protection factor. You always want to make sure that your sunscreen says broad spectrum, which means UVA and UVB, and this one does. As you guys saw how quickly, right, there's no white cast, and again, that's because it's not a physical sunscreen, but so here are the active ingredients. And I think, again, the sunscreen that works is the one that your family doesn't give you lip about applying. Because this doesn't feel greasy, it absorbs almost instantaneously. It has no odor. My son has terrible eczema. This has never caused him any issues whatsoever. It's very moisturizing, non-greasy. So let's circle back to that SPF thing for 1 second, because that is super important. Remembering that SPF only deals with UVB rays. An SPF 30 is going to block out 97% of UVB rays. SPF 50 is gonna block out 98%, and SPF 100 is gonna block out 99%. But you see how it's not this like huge change, it's this very incremental, right? I guess the biggest thing, guys, is the reapplication, right? You should always put sunscreen on 15 minutes before you go outside. And I know they have like these little UVB stickers that you can pop on now and they change color to tell you like, hey, you need to change or reapply your sunscreen. Just set an alarm on the phone. When it goes off, it's time to, you know, back for a minute and put on some new sunscreen. Last big problem that I see, and for an entire body, people are putting like a quarter size. That's not gonna do it. Just use like a shot glass size. Okay, your sunscreen is $40 a bottle. Well, you're not really gonna do that. You're gonna be more concerned with the price, if you're like most people, you are with reapplying or applying an ample amount. I say budget-friendly sunscreen that has all the right things in it, and then just make sure to reapply it liberally. You can purchase this like as a single bottle or in a 6-pack. We just buy the 6-pack because we use so much of this. Okay, I just wanna show you guys a really quick way to take any sunscreen and turn it into spray sunscreen. Just gonna fill this with, I usually do like 75-25, mix the whole bottle because I just want to show you. Fractionated coconut oil. The reason for the coconut oil is to make it thinner so that it will actually spray. Obviously, coconut oil has its own sun protectant properties. Give it a shake. Don't use regular coconut oil, guys, get hard, so fractionated. Shaky, shaky. Instead of having to haul around this, you just and rub it in. Okay, so let's get to the fun part, mixing. Oh, sir, control yourself. I'm gonna add it though because it's so hydrating. I guess we'll do the, and this is just to make it glittery and pretty. And again, totally depends on how much, you know, how dark it's gonna be. Looks like chocolate milk. Playing with fire right now. What we've created. Ooh, the brown one. That's the self-tanner. So then you could use that as like a self-tan extender. So anyways, guys, not that pretty in the bottle, but let's just put it up here. Do a hint of shimmer, and it's self-tanning and protective because of the sunscreen. Now that you know how to protect your family without having to take out a second mortgage, go check this out, grab a bottle, try it, see what your family thinks of it. If they love it, go back and get the 6-pack. And let me know what you guys think about this product. Have you tried it before? Leave me a comment, share it with a friend who might find this a valuable video. Stay safe out there in this hot, hot sun, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.